Excellent morning, my friends. From different areas around the world. I'm pretty excited to start the second series in the unfolding teachings that we're doing here with this movement known as All-in-One, One in All. And as we progress, the whole idea of the movement known as All-in-One, One in All is for us to become more clearly aware of our inner sense of self. And with that awareness comes certain benefits, and some of those profound benefits are like peace, joy, more abundance, all our needs being met, a society that works for the highest and best in each and every one of us. And this is something that's unfolding, and I'm very grateful for the honor and the privilege to participate in this and to help in my own way, and in the way that I'm being inspired to share with you tips and ideas and flesh out concepts. And as we progress, I'll be doing some interviews of those who I've been mentoring, who have also started to benefit tremendously from growing in this arena. So I'm very grateful, guys, very thankful. The last series that we did was about happiness, and the feedback has been wonderful. And of course, you'll get to hear from some of those who have been applying those principles even before I started teaching them. But today, we're starting a new series, and that series relates to change. Change has dynamics. And over the next 4 series, I will flesh out 4 aspects of change that can help us to understand change more clearly. There are 4 different aspects to change that we could look at change in a way that it doesn't bring that feeling in our tummy that we often have when we think about things changing. One of the things about human beings is that they want things around them to change, but they don't want to change within themselves, which is one of the banes of the human experience. We want our circumstances to change, but we don't want to change to adjust to these circumstances. So we're going to talk about how to relate to change, the different dynamics that we go through. There are 4 of them. The first one, of course, is continuity. I'm going to speak about that today. So the second aspect of change is the meaning of life and the various things that happen within life and how to relate to them. The third aspect of change is negotiating our way through these changing structures. And the fourth is celebrating change. So we're going to cover those 4. So the first one today is continuity. In understanding life as life being continuous rather than being broken up into pieces. Life itself is continuous. If we look at life over time, it has been continuously moving forward. It has been continuously progressing. We've even named different epochs over time. We'll call certain periods medieval times. We'll call certain periods Renaissance times. We call certain periods the industrial age. We call another period the technological age. So we have been changing the names that we've been associating with different epochs. There was an age that was the dark ages. We have the prehistoric age. So when we look at over time, if you notice life all through those various time frames that we have given names to has been steadily progressing. Another way to say it is that life goes on. So life continues to progress forward. And with that continuous progression, there has been continuous improvement. If we look at the medieval times, there was a lot of wars, for those who have maybe read the medieval times, you realize that during that period of time, there are a lot of difficult periods that human beings went through. Some of them were wars between religious groups, especially Christians and Muslims. There was a lot of fighting that took place during that period of time. And a lot of lives were lost, and then we became a little bit more mature, less violent, and then we went into the Renaissance era, and there was a lot of writing, a lot of teaching that birthed a lot of new ideas and concepts. That's when people started to see the world as round, and when technology started to play a part, not technology so much like we have it today, but in terms of moving us into developing factories and moving people from farms. So individuals no longer were working on farms or being servants to lords. Because then we used to have a lot of what we call serfs, S-E-R-F-S, where a lot of people used to work on the farm as a servant, right? And then get a small stipend per week. So we have moved past that now in most areas around the world into the industrial age, when most people were able to get jobs in factories, and then, that birthed itself over time. And now we have, we went into now in the technological age, where a lot of us are earning money in a faster way, quicker way. We're becoming wealthier. We're not beholden to one physical place on the planet for several years. In fact, some families who just grow up in one community from the day that they were born until the day that they left the planet. And some of them didn't even leave that small community. So now we're in a world where people are moving around. You know, when I look at my own life experience over the last few years, I've been living in different countries. You know, I was living in Jamaica for a period of time, so I changed to the US, and then I also lived for a brief period of time in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I've lived for a brief period of time in Haiti, not Haiti, now in Nigeria. You know, for a number of years I've been here, and I've been traveling to different countries. So change, when you look at change and you look at life progressing, you know, if we become more open and less resistant, we can embrace the benefits that change can bring. You know, when you look at the word change, you know, it's an acronym that I saw, you know, are uncovered, and this is the way I look at the word. And you know, my editor will help me to put it on the screen. But continuously harmonizing, right? Continuously harmonizing. So CHA, all nuances, growing eternally or growing excellently. So when you look at the word change, right? Continuously harmonizing all nuances. Now, what is a nuance? Something that we really don't want around us, right? So the idea here, for us to be able to progress, for us to be able to deal with change and really harmonize with it, is to not see the changes that are occurring around us as nuances, because they're happening for our progress. Because if we look at how life has progressed over time, we could see that progressively life has taken us forward. So life continues to go on. So if we accept that life is continuous, and life truly is, because underneath all the various things that we may go through and grow through, right? All the various things that we are growing through, underneath it all, life has been continuous. So life continues going forward. Life is expansive. You know, within the core of life, life is a multiplier. You know, I oftentimes look at this analogy of grass, right? If you see grass, if you have grass growing somewhere and you pour concrete over the grass and you go away for a while and you come back, you'll notice what happens, right? The grass bursts through the concrete, and now the grass starts to reveal itself through what was supposedly very difficult or tough for the grass to get through. So life is continuously, gently pressing forward, and it continuously moves from what is described as moving from a glory to a glory to a glory to a glory. So the first thing that I want us to embrace where change is concerned is that life goes on. Life continues to move forward. And to give us some level of comfort where this is concerned, is just look at how supportive life really is. Life is supportive of you and I. Because if you look back in your life, you could definitely look back to say, you know, when was a time when things looked like it was really not going to work out? When it looked like, man, it would have been really difficult, you know, and then something happened and you were able to go through that period. You know, everybody could put their hand up about that, right? Where you see like life is on your side. But, you know, also if I asked you, you know, put your hand up if you believe life is not on your side. Some of us would say this. So a fundamental premise that I'm encouraging those who are seeking to embrace these teachings that will allow for us to progress is to embrace what Einstein said. You know, Einstein said this several years ago, you know, and Einstein needs no edification. His name speaks for itself. Albert Einstein, just an amazing being, right? And what he said was there's a fundamental acceptance that we need to come to. And if we can accept this, the changes are significant. The first thing that we need to accept is that the universe is friendly. It's very important to do this, right? Because a lot of people think there's something against them. And when you think that something is against us, we are misusing the laws of the universe and we are unnecessarily making difficulties for ourselves. So we need to make the decision that the universe is friendly, meaning that the universe is on our side. It is cooperating for our highest and best good. You know, there's a scripture that says, all things work together for good, right? For those who love God and are living according to the higher purpose of life. So life is progressive. It's always seeking to take us to higher and higher dimensions of living. And in the process of doing that, change is happening in the process of doing it. So if we recognize that change is our friend, then we won't resist change. We realize that life is progressive, life is going on, the universe is friendly, the universe is on our side, there's nothing against us. There's another scripture for those who love using them. I like using them. You know, a lot of them are very useful. And one of them says that if God is for you, then who can be against you? Let's just meditate on that. It means that if you say someone is against you, if you say no, you have someone against you, what you've then said is God is not for you. All right? So the thing is this, you know, God has never abandoned any of us. God can't even abandon us. It's not possible. But you can abandon God. So in understanding this, that we can live the way in which the universe progresses. We can come out of harmony with how things are. And when we come out of harmony with how things are, then we experience struggle. We experience strife. You know, because we're now going against the grain of how things are designed to function. So life continues to go on. So if you realize that life is continuing to progress, then all you have to do is to come in tune and harmony with how life is progressing, so that you can be in tune with and harmony with the universe, and not see yourself as, or the universe as, against you by separating off ourselves, looking at the universe as over there, we're over here, and then life is happening to us, as opposed to we are participating in life, and life is now unfolding, and our life is unfolding with it. It's very important to make a decision. So Einstein said the most important decision any human being can make is that the universe is friendly, and that you're at its center, and there's nothing we can do to add to its efficiency. Now that's a very profound statement, all right? You know, and Albert Einstein needs no edification. He's really a genius, all right? And so if we think about this, and we then come to that realization that the universe is friendly, and we get the concept of enemies out of our mind gradually. Some of us have a thick belief in it, or a strong belief in it, but the sooner that you start to let that go, you start to realize that things are not there to beat you down. Things come in a way to strengthen you, to take you higher. Those things that come as resistance, ultimately you'll get more momentum from it, and you'll be able to float and go higher. So it's important to make that decision, to come to that realization that the universe is on our side, you know, and God is really on our side. God has never abandoned us and cannot abandon us, but we, in our awareness, can abandon God. We can separate ourselves off from the way things are and the way things really unfold and the way things function. So in the first talk here, guys, that's simply that topic that I'm fleshing out today. You know, life goes on. There's a continuous progression of life. And if you come into tune and into harmony with life and stop resisting change and start to see, why is this here? You know, which is where the next aspect of change comes in. You know, what's the meaning of this? Because a lot of us have gone through various things, whether it's with relationship, with money, with, you know, physical business, changes in the body. You know, we have gone through some changes, and those aspects of change can sometimes be difficult to grapple with. So the next aspect now that we're going to talk about in the next episode we're going to discuss the meaning now of some of these areas. You know, how to deal with understanding the meaning of them. Why are they happening? Why are they here? And we're going to get into that in some detail. So man, it's been my privilege and honor to speak with you for a few minutes today. And I'm looking forward to the next episode in the series of change. All right, we'll be talking about those four aspects over the next 4 episodes, man. I look forward to seeing you and hearing you. I'm not seeing you so much, but I look forward to hearing from you. I can't see your back, right? But I'm looking forward to hearing from you with your comments. Send me some messages on your perspectives and points of views, and we could chat, man. I've been having some great chats with some people, man. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you at the Omnipotent Palace. You deserve to be there. Bye for now. For those of us who enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't fully enjoy it, but leave your comments, all right? You know, please share it with friends, family, you know, individuals that you you know, you'd like to actually learn about what we're talking about. And please subscribe to this channel as well. You know, our goal is to really help more of us as human beings on this planet rise and shine and reveal more of our inner peace, joy, and reveal more abundance. All right. So thank you for your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. I'll seek to respond to them. I'm having a great time. I hope that you are. God bless you all.